Okay, in this video, kind of planning something big. Instead of making one dish, I'm kind of half-ass planning to make like a Tex-Mex or an American Mexican restaurant meal, including margaritas. This one's a little ambitious. My plan is to make beef chimichangas. Well, a beef chimichanga. I'm just cooking for myself. Gonna make a beef chimichanga and Mexican rice. And I know it should be Mexican rice and beans, but I hate beans. Absolutely loathe them. I don't think it's a flavor so much. It's more like the mouthfeel. They're just gross. I do not like beans. I can stomach black beans, but they're a little bit hard to find. So, what I'm going to do is cook up the beef. Oh, by the way, I'm starting this on the same day that I did the wimpy binder with cheese. Remember that? If I do this the way I think I'm going to, if they come out in the order that I think they will, it would have been just last week, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it's after the Bendy burger or whatever. And I planned to do these together, but I just finished eating that Bender, and I'm just not hungry. I'm not up for a full meal now. So I have the tequila, I have the ingredients for the chimichanga and everything, but I don't really want to do it today. That said, the meat's been thawed. I don't want to refreeze it, so I'm gonna cook it and then see how I feel. I may put it together and make it into a chimichanga later, or I may make it into a chimichanga today and then stick it in the fridge and reheat it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have to at least cook the ground beef. I'm doing it with ground beef. I'm not doing it with pulled beef because I couldn't find any decent pulled beef. So, let me show you how I'm going to spice this up and mix it, and then I'll cook it. And then we'll see what happens. I mean, by the time you see this, the whole video's put together. So, you know better than I do. But, all right, here we go. Okay, the ingredients are going to be somewhat familiar. Here are the rest of the onions that I prepared for the bender. And this is what I was preparing them for, was this chimichanga. So I'm going to mix this all in together really good. And, I know it's not what onions look like, but I'm going to cook all this together. Like I told you before, I absolutely loathe fresh onions. Absolutely hate them. And when I made these, you may recall, if you saw it, I blended them together to make the pieces really, really small. And but I used water. What I would have done is had bigger pieces and fried them up with oil, so they would have browned. But it turned out fine. They're very onion-ish, and they're super not intrusive. Now, the other ingredients are going to look familiar to you because it's pretty similar to how I make the fast food style taco meat. It doesn't matter that much. Here's a bit of cumin. I'm going to put some of this in here for savoriness. And I'm probably going to cancel that out in a minute. You'll see how in a second. And here's some red pepper. Now, if you're in the States, I recommend that you not use this. I recommend that you use what's labeled in the US as just chili powder. Because that I just put in there, that may be way overpowered. But because it's very, very, very strong. Chili powder has got a much better flavor, and it's not nearly as spicy. So this is Worcester sauce. Worcester sauce. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Worcestershire sauce. That's almost finished. I've got another bottle. Oh, it's the same brand. I bought another bottle. It's exactly the same brand. It's just a smaller bottle. But never mind. And a bit of tomato sauce, aka ketchup if you're American. Ketchup has a different meaning in some places. And that's the ketchup. That's what's going to negate the cumin, if anything. I probably put a little too much ketchup in there. Let me see if I can get some of that out. Yeah, okay. I don't want this to be overpowered. I also actually found some slightly bigger tortillas. Because the thing is, when you make a chimichanga, you're gonna deep fry it. That's what a chimichanga is. Basically, it's a deep fried burrito, and so you want all the insides to be locked in before you submerge it into the boiling oil. Okay, that's mixed up pretty well. Okay, now we're just gonna cook this stuff up. In the pan. The meat has enough fat in it, so I don't need to put oil. And there we go. Now, I am not going to heat up the tortilla in the oven. Well, no, I take that back. Maybe I will. I want it to be as pliable as possible. Yeah, I think I will. We'll worry about that in a minute. Right now I'm cleaning as I go. Okay. I just need to brown this, and then I'll taste it when it's done and see how it's going. You don't need to watch this whole process. There's plenty more to watch. Okay, meat's finished. Oh man. The red chili powder works. You just got to be really, really careful with it. And so let's look at the tortilla. I don't know if you can tell, but it's considerably bigger than the other tortillas that I have. I did that on purpose because I want to make sure that I can close it completely. So I needed a bigger piece of aluminum foil. I'm putting it in the oven right now, and then I'm going to grate the cheese, and I'm going to take it right out of the oven, and then we'll wrap the tortilla. All right, tortilla should be done enough. Again, we're not trying to cook it. We're just trying to thaw it, heat it up, and make it pliable. And it is hot and somewhat pliable. And it is not burnt. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to put the meat in. We're going to fit all of it? Maybe. maybe not. We need to make sure that we can close this tortilla on both sides completely. Because when it goes into the oil, yeah, I got all of it. Let's see how it closes up. When we put it in the oil, we don't want shit coming out of it. That would be messy and disappointing. So now the cheese, put it on top. Now you can put tomatoes, lettuce, other things on top if you want, but remember, it's gonna be deep fried. If you want what deep frying is gonna do to tomatoes and lettuce, then go for it, but I would not suggest it. But cheese, all cheese is gonna do is melt, dude. Okay, so roll it up like so. Okay? And put these in like this. Let's see if I could remember how to do this. Fold this in, and then that's closed off. And then we'll do the same thing at this end. Okay. Let's close it in, close it inside. No, inside, and we are closed and we are secure. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to wrap this up and refrigerate it. Because when I take it out of the refrigerator, things will have congealed and it'll probably stick together and stick closed better. I'm not going to put it in the freezer. I'm just going to put it in the fridge because I'll cook it tomorrow, I promise. Well, not like you're not going to know the difference. You'll see it in a minute. But I'm going to stick this in the fridge and then make a drink. Now, what drink am I going to make? I'm going to make a margarita. Hang on. Okay, this is the glass I'm using. It's not perfect, but it's better than anything else I got. So I just put a little bit of moisture on there, and I'm salting the rim a bit. This is optional. You don't have to do that. I'm a bit of a purist. Just a bit though. I mean, this is just table salt. I don't have the proper coarse salt for this. And I'm paying the price for that. That'll work. Okay, now I'm eyeballing this. I don't have margarita mix. Now, for ice, I tried smashing up some ice, and then I remembered my ice tray always has broken up dregs, and the dregs are perfect. And maybe a small cubish thing like this. I'm gonna eyeball this because now, shit. I almost forgot the lime. That would be weak. Okay, I want to cut a little bit of this off for the garnish. I really wish I had super sharp knives, but I do not. But by God, I'm gonna have a garnish for my video. All right, so put that aside, bring this in. Need the lime juice, obviously. And a small citrus fruit juicer would be great for this. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one. So I just gotta squeeze the shit out of this lime. And I'm just making this one glass, so I'm not, it doesn't have to be that much. A bit more though would be nice. Excuse me. Okay, that's plenty. Now, the tequila, I actually did better than I thought I could. Silver's all right. Reposado is better. If you're living in a place where you have better choices, I'd go with Casadores or Hornitos. But Reposado is fine. This is Sierra. It's not the greatest, but it is what I got. So, this is more tequila than anything else, obviously. And now I'm going to put a generous amount of Cointreau in there. Sort of an orange liqueur. Again, I'm eyeballing. Yeah, I think I could probably use a bit more tequila. Okay. Forgot the garnish after all that. That's about as good as it's going to get for now. Okay, let's taste this critter. This is the first time I've ever done this. That's a strong margarita. I'm going to add a little more lime juice to it, but other than that, it's pretty good. So, I don't have margarita mix, so that's pure alcohol. Well, except for the lime juice. So, handle that with care. Hang on a second. So, yeah, shit, that's pure alcohol. Cointreau is 40% alcohol. And so is the tequila. So that's pure alcohol. That needs more lime juice. Other than that, it's good. And I'm going to finish this and relax. And I'll get back to this tomorrow. But you'll see it all together. So whatever. Okay, so I got the burrito prepared to make that into a chimichanga. I've got white rice. I didn't show you my preparing it. If you want to see that, you could watch the episode about kanji. Because, it's just boring. It's just, no, you don't know. It is, what is it? It is instant rice. And now I need to make that into Mexican rice and turn the burrito into a chimichanga, and then we need to put that all together as a meal, including a margarita, and that's what we'll do. All right. I'm going to start with the rice. Bring on. Okay, starting with the rice. I've got a pan with some oil in it. And I'm just gonna make this as simple as possible. Got the rice, made the rice a while ago. It's not hot anymore, but there's a lot of it. I don't need this much. Just need enough for this one meal. And that's, maybe a little more. That's probably even more than I need, because it's going to include the chimichanga. The meal is going to include the chimichanga. And the rest of the rice we'll keep for another meal some other time. Now, The oil is to prevent the rice from sticking. It's already fairly fluffy. And the only thing we're gonna do, do I have paprika? No, I don't need paprika. I can just use chili powder, but just the tiniest bit. Whoops, that was interesting. That is plenty of chili powder. I think maybe I should turn that down. And the chili powder was just for heat, not really flavor. If you're making this in the United States, you know, just chili powder as it's called on the label, just chili powder. Because what I have is red pepper. And now I'm just going to mix in some salsa. I mean, if you have Mexican rice, it's, you know, they take white rice and fry it up with, you know, some onions, some tomato, some chili. You want a little bit spicy. I probably used a little bit too much salsa there. In fact, we did use too much salsa. I'm going to have to add rice to that just to, I don't know, make it not so salsa-y. It'll keep. I don't have to eat it all today. Now, in a minute, I'm going to turn on the oven because I got to put this in the oven to keep it warm while we cook the chimichanga. Now, that's the Mexican rice. That's pretty much it. If it's a little chunkier than you want, pick out the chunks. I kind of like it chunky. But if you want it restaurant quality, it's going to be less quality than this, less chunky. It'll probably look something like this. It's very, very hot. I'll taste it in a second. Now, while that is just sitting there, we're going to put the oil on the fire. And we're going to let that heat up, and then we're going to unwrap the burrito and stick it in the oil. And we're going to turn that critter into a chimichanga. Okay, this thing's still wrapped up nice and tight. Should be fine. The oil's not super hot yet. But let's let the burrito heat up with the oil. Now, notice that it's not completely submerged. That's for two reasons. Well, it's really mainly one reason. I'm being stingy with the oil. But let's... Oh, by the way, that rice tasted pretty good. And actually, it tasted really good. Gonna have another bite of that. So, I'm not gonna make you stare at this chimichanga in the making. I'm gonna turn this off in a second, and then I'll time it and let you know how much time it took. All right. Wait a second. The rice is still bloody hot. I may not need to turn on the oven. All right, I'm going to time this and let you know how long it takes, and I'll bring you back when it's almost done. Okay, I lied. It's nowhere near done. I thought you may want to see me flip it. And I do want to flip it because there. Wanted to see what this side looks like. Let's get you a little bit closer to this. It's looking pretty good. And the other side is where the fold over is. I wanted that to be Wanted that to be fried closed. So, okay. Okay, I mean, it's not cooking that evenly. So I'm moving it around. See all that white bit? That should be brown. If the whole thing were evenly like this, I'd be happy, but it ain't. So, but it's not falling apart. I'm happy about that. So right now I'm just trying to brown that whiter bit a little. But I don't want it to come apart, so maybe I should just leave it alone. Anyway, it's been about 10 minutes now. All right, let's flip it over again and see if we can get a little bit of heat and oil on that white bit. There we go. Okay, oh, that looks nice. We're almost done. Okay, it's as done as it's going to get. So let's pull it out. Maybe a little bit overdone, I don't know. It's the first time I've ever made a chimichanga. I've never tried frying a burrito before. Quite closer. Okay, that's a big ass thing there. Okay. That's the chimichanga. Now we're going to garnish that a bit. We've got, this is not exactly chili sauce, although it's close. It's got chilies in it. It's made with plums and you know, I've tasted it. It's a little bit spicy, it's a little bit sour. So I'm not going to use as much as I would use if it were green tomatillo salsa. Yeah! Damn it, that's way too much. Still, it might taste pretty good, to tell you the truth. Because it's meant to be used with beef, fish, pork, but it's not that spicy. It's mostly sour. And this is neither sour cream nor Greek yogurt. It is called, what's it called? Matsoni. And it's advertised to be somewhat in between sour cream and yogurt. I've tasted this too. It is fine. So let's put some of this on top. And now I've got guacamole. Where's the guacamole? Here it is. This is a bit of a cheat, but I don't want to make guac, so I'm just using guac dip. Okay. Okay, there's that, and let's get some rice on there. my Mexican restaurant meal. And that looks like a big meal. Way more than I can eat. But we'll see what happens. I want to add some red salsa to this too. Just for the chimi. And put some of that on top too. I guess in a restaurant they'd put it in a little tiny bowl for you and you just dip it in or whatever. I could still do that. Now, let's go eat. Sorry, I forgot the cheese garnish. Adding cheese on it too. I mean, it looks nicer, doesn't it? Okay, now let's go eat. Okay. There we are in my living/dining room, and I made myself another margarita. So let's see how this stuff tastes. Yeah, man. Bring this up. That came out damn good. That came out really good. The green sauce works with the beef. Everything works together. Let's try a little guac on there. Got some guac on there. Yeah, man. That's some good stuff. This is probably my most successful recipe video, cooking video yet. This is delicious, and it really sends me back to the U.S. Not my favorite place in the world, but U.S. Mexican restaurants, yeah, man. Beef chimichangas, some Mexican rice, a margarita. Oh my God, you cannot beat that. That is a wicked strong margarita though. Damn. If you're gonna make the tequila and Contro margarita, water it down. God damn, that's strong. Or just drink it super strong. That's fine too. But you're gonna wake up with a hangover if you have more than one of those. Damn. But it was tasty. The main thing here is the chimi. Chimi's nice. Really like it. Okay. Sorry, man. Hit like and subscribe, and man, this is the first one that I full on recommend trying. This one's good. Yeah, so there you go. Like and subscribe. And I'll be back next week with something that's not this good, but we'll see what I come up with. Thanks for watching. One more thing. Entirely by the way, you saw how big that plate of food was. This is the next day, and I'm having this for leftovers for dinner. Because there was no way I was going to be able to finish that plate of food. So, I'm finishing the chimichanga meal from the microwave. And it's still delicious. Okay, now, YouTube stuff. All right, next week,